If you've been in the internet for the past couple months, you may have heard of artificial intelligence. More specifically, people using artificial intelligence to create images. With Dall E and many other softwares that can create images that no one has ever seen becoming available for the public, photographers and graphic designers and many other artists are considering what's going to happen to the industry. What's going to happen to our jobs? Because our job is to create images that no one has seen. But now if you can do it for free or you can do it for much cheaper, then what's going to happen to us? How you can use AI to help your images be better as a photographer. I took this photo. It's part of a photo shoot editorial that I did a few weeks ago. Obviously, the subject is not in focus. This one specifically, I wanted to have the sea, the ocean, and have her out of focus. Now, what I want to do is, I want this to be horizontal. With social media, we're used to vertical content. TikToks, Reels, portrait photography has been for a long time vertical, thanks to phones and thanks to the shape of this. As a photographer, sometimes I shoot horizontal, sometimes I shoot vertical, depending on what I want to portray. In this case, I like how it's vertical, but when I was editing it, I thought, what if I made it horizontal? How would that change the image? We're gonna try two things. Content aware fill in Photoshop, which is also some sort of AI, and I'm gonna compare it to Dall E, and I'm gonna see which of those results I like the most. So let's jump into it. So we're now in Photoshop, and I'm gonna use the crop tool to essentially invert this and make it so it's horizontally. And with the selection tool, both of these areas, and I will do content aware fill and see how it does. At first, this is what we get. All of this area, it's all just repeated and it's very noticeable. And this area is not really that good. So I will change color adaptation to high. Okay, that's better. Let's do very high. Alright, so I'm gonna click OK, and this is the result we got. It's not perfect. Obviously, this has to go. This line really bothers me, but that's an easy fix. I'll just do, and that should get rid of it really easily. That's not a problem. And that's the thing with Photoshop. Even though it's not perfect, a lot of things we can customize and modify again. So if I want to select this area and just redo that, I can. Something else that I can do is I can use the clone stamp and use that as a way of filling out the parts that I'm not happy with. So here, I can just fix it so it doesn't seem too repetitive. Just a little bit. And over here as well, I can just fix this area. Of course, now I'm not using AI, now I'm using my own creativity and my own decisions to make this better. So I'm gonna undo all of that. And this is the Photoshop result. Now, let's export this image. I'm gonna crop it once again, but this time I'll have it on a 1:1 ratio because Dall E only does square images. Then I can just crop it again. All right, so now we're in Dall E. We're gonna upload an image. And there's a heads up warning. Don't upload photos of people without consent. Yeah, so that's very important. You should have people's consent before uploading an image to the internet. That's something to be very comfortable with and something you should be respectful to. All right, so we gotta go into edit image. We gotta delete the areas that we want Dall E to fill in. All right, this is not perfect, so we'll see. Okay, that should do for now at least. We just create an entire desired image in the regeneration frame. Let's try the ocean at the beach while at sunset. let's see if that works. It's not quite sunset. Let's just put blue hour. Alright, so now it's generating the image. Let's see how it does. Oh. This is actually very nice. Just not what I was looking for. How can I delete the generation frame? Alright, so I don't think it was through a generation frame. I think it was rather just deleting this part. Alright, I think now it's working. Okay, it's done. Let's see what it did. It extended it vertically. It added some rocks. I don't think it had rocks before, did it? Nope. That's nice. I actually like the rocks. It just didn't extend it horizontally. It added this. That's pretty cool. It looks like the Wish You Were Here album cover. That it has like this little thing. It's nice. This I really like. It's not what I was looking for, but I really like this. It kind of recreated the image and even added that whole reflection thing with her head. It added the reflection. Wow. Oh, wait. I love this. Hold on. Did I not delete the whole thing properly? Maybe I didn't. I really like this one because it filled out really well. I think the quality is not as good as obviously the camera, but that line, I really like what it did with that. It made it horizontal. It's not vertical, like it's not square, it's not vertical like the others. I want to create some variations of this one. Alright, so it's done with the variations. This is how we started. Then it flipped it and added another stripe and made it into a sort of a painting. I like this. This is like a collage kind of thing. And it created kind of like a window. It looks like if I was looking through a window. Oh, and it added some text. Wait, did you have text? Yeah, it has some text. Dall E is not good at text, so interesting. So it flipped this one again, and it added another leg, and now it's an oil paint. So it's more inclined to creating variations of paintings rather. Alright, so now if I go into edit, fill this one. Alright, beach at blue hour. And it's actually not bad. I just noticed we have like these kind of weird waves. It did a pretty good job considering, you know. It's not perfect, but this one as well. The sky, there's a little something in there, and I think this one is the best, but then again, it's not perfect. I'm sure that I could probably tweak, keep on filling up the spaces, just like I was sort of doing with Photoshop. And again, that's more of the creative aspect of this. So what I'm gonna do is I want to download this image and then I'm gonna bring it to Photoshop. I'm gonna see if I can fill in the blank with Photoshop's constant aware fill. Set it to high. And now this is what we got. Again, it's not perfect, but it's just like that. So before and after. It's not that bad. Personally, I would get rid of this line, obviously, and maybe extend it just like we have the other one, but it's not bad. I'm gonna go back to my original image and I'm gonna duplicate it myself. No AI, no content aware fill, just the patch tool, which is some sort of AI, I guess, and the clone stamp tool. All photographers have gone through this. If you have deleted people, fixed wrinkles, or any of that work, retouching is essentially just using a clone stamp tool and the patch tool. I'm gonna do like a quick time lapse or something. If you don't have one of these, get one. It's gonna make your life much easier, and it's not that expensive. Okay, so as you can see, it's very obvious that we used the clone stamp. I like to do this because now I just have to cover that up instead of building as I go and then having it all look crazy. So I'm gonna continue on the other side, and then I'll show you how I would finish this image. Now we have this poorly extended image, which is fine. We're gonna fix that. And for that, we have the pashto. These rocks are obviously copied, as well as the wave. So I'm just gonna slide this. I'm taking information from other places in the photo, and it's gonna analyze it. It's not gonna copy it exactly, but it's gonna be like, okay, how can I fit this into this? I'm gonna stop right here. This took me roughly 10 minutes to do, and let's compare. So you have original photo, what Photoshop did, what Dall E did, what I did by filling it with Photoshop, and then this is what I did. Which one do you like the most? I personally don't think there's a right answer. This took me 10 minutes. I could do way more if I wanted to. I can go pixel peep every single corner of the image, but that's not the point. That's gonna take me a lot of time. 10 minutes is roughly what it took me to do it on Dall E, and it was mainly figuring out how to use it. And also, it took me way less than just doing it on Photoshop. I think it's very important to know how to use these tools, and instead of saying, oh, I can do that myself, or I can just do it with Photoshop, think ways of using all of these as tools. For example, this is what Photoshop did. In my opinion, it's pretty good. It didn't do well in the water, but it did pretty good in the stand, I think. With Dall E, I could use this part and put it into Photoshop's edit. And I can blend those in myself, so it looks more natural, because Dall E did pretty good at the water. It didn't do as well in the sand. Now, Dall E's resolution is not as high as Photoshop's, or the one I'm working with the camera, but there's AI that can scale up so we don't lose detail. In conclusion, to me, this is all tools that we can use to create the image that we wanted. See, we started with a very small picture and we have extended it 3 different ways. And instead of fighting between, oh, this is better, why don't we just use them all? And together, by using Photoshop's AI and Dall E's AI or any other AI that is available, and using my own creativity as an artist, I think we can create the best result. And I'm gonna do this off camera. I'm gonna put them all together and make an edit that I'm happy with. That's my thoughts on using Dall E for the first time, altering an image. And I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a tool that's evolving. It's still in the beta phase. It's not yet done, so I'm really excited of what's going to be in a few months. And I'm really excited to use it as a tool for my own work and just for fun, because not everything is work. But what do you think? Leave me a comment, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. And thank you for watching. I really need an outro. I need to figure out